What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Second Street. I hope you're all having a very good day here on New Comic Book Wednesday, or is everything still going okay out in the world? I'm wondering. I don't know. I apologize for the delay because I thought everything was going just fine, and then I sat down and I started getting ready to put up this stream, and all of a sudden I'm sitting here, got everything set up, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, why is Streamlabs acting weird? I'm going to turn it off and reset it. I'm going to just shut off for Streamlabs and reset it. And next thing you know, like my whole computer just shuts down. Just completely shuts down and restarts. So, guys, I think what I'm saying, same thing probably happened to you. And I think it means the bots, they're out there. They're going to get us. I hope everything's going good for you all today. May your oh yeah, that's what we wanted there. May your favorite may your whatever horse you got in this race, good luck to him. Good luck to him. Seems like a lot of people are really focusing on that right now. Hey, I get it. There's an election going on. Did you do your part? Did you do your part? Okay. I hope you did. But yes, again, apologize for the delay. Yeah, I see the infamous Iron Man sitting there like, hey man, 17 minutes. I know, I apologize. Maine and Wayne, the real ones, for waiting. Hell yeah. Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for being here. So, thank you all so much for being here today. Again, it is New Comic Book Wednesday. Did you go out to your local comic book shop? Are you heading out to your local comic book shop to pick up some new comic books this week? Well, I picked some up. Believe me when I say I picked up quite a stack. RC Scott, thank you so much for being here. We got Reefer Man reviews, Iron Man, RC Scott, and Wookie in the house. Wookie says, please tell me something other than politics, Trinity. Please. Yes. Reaper says I voted so. Hopefully. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kidding. No, but I got a stack of comic books that I've got here. Some of them we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about some Black Widow, the movie coming up here. I'm gonna talk a little bit about some of the comics that I picked up as well. But one of the things I want to get into right off the top. Woo, look at this right here. What's that? That's right. Just got a new box in the mail, and it's a comic book. It's a comic book. I'm not sure if you guys know, but the Myrtle Maniacs crowdfund comics. If you become a channel member today, your membership helps support crowdfunded comic books out there. And got one that we don't have 20 memberships for this month to get a crowdfunded comic to go back one. But I'll tell you what. We've still got a little bit of time. But there's a book out there called Kill Journal. And though I would love to get that leather bound edition, well, I think we might just go after the digital one. Why not, right? So let's get into this. Let's see what this is before we get into some of the comic books I got. You guys want to know what this is? I honestly don't know what this one is. Like normally I know what which ones are coming in when, but like right now there's several I think that are going to be fulfilled. So I don't know. Let's see what this is, huh? Ooh. All right. Let's see what it is. Let's see what it, oh, wait. Let me make sure. I'm not looking. Make sure I got it right so don't. Oh, okay. I forgot to get that tape. Okay. I should have it right. I got it right? Yep. Looks like it. All right. What we got here, guys? They got me. I knew it was gonna be like that. I'm messing with you. All right. So. Because yeah, I've got several that should be coming in the mail. Says I can't wait to get big enough to have an unbox it. You know what you do? Just order something online. It doesn't matter what it is. You know what? Order your dishwashing detergent online. You know, from Amazon. Unbox it. Be hilarious. It's like it's a mystery unboxing. You know, make sure the cover has you going. Like you don't know what it is. Okay, here we go. Okay, staples are over here. So I'm going to assume that. Oh man. Okay, yeah. All right, I'm going to assume this is the front of it. Is that the front? Okay, yeah. Let's get it. Are you ready? Did I get it? Oh man, that's not it. That's it right there. That's it. Oof. Do as you're told. The Ballad of No. Ooh. What's this? Huh. Huh. This nice little poster with it. Hey, looky there. There's another one. Another nice little poster right there for it. Yeah. Got some nice little posters right there. Nice little posters. Let's check this out. Yeah. Spyro Comics, lad. Story and lettering, Richard C. Meyer. Art by Kelsey Shannon. Pinup by Harolos Baumanis. Or is that Harold's? Is that Harold? Harold's Baumanis. I don't know. It's you can decide for yourself. It's the lettering. The lettering throws me off sometimes on these, but yeah. Check it out. Let's see. It's all black and white. Black and white throughout. Guess we'll get in here and see how this story is. You know, I just got one of these books in a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I don't know. There we go. Let me know what you think. You know, we'll see about that. Let's see. Popular vote doesn't matter anyway. We're in the electoral what? Man, I didn't go to college. Thank you. Landon TOB, thank you so much for being here. Reefer Man says, well, I was going to have an unboxing video soon because somebody was apparently sending me something. Oh, believe me, yeah, I know. I've got it. The thing, you know what? I've actually got one other thing though for you that's got to be announced. That's really what held that up. That's really what held that up. I had to order something too. But yeah. For sure. So yeah, guys, new comics. Hey, these right here. You guys, anybody still reading this? I know my man Chillmonger, he was waiting to get these in to read these this week. Ten of Swords. We got Marauders and X-Men, issues number 14 here. Interesting stuff. Oh, yeah, see, I'm on the wrong side of the screen. Interesting stuff going on in these books right here. Very interesting stuff. Seeing like these chapters here, you know, what's going on in some of these is like we've gotten a bunch of filler. There's been a bunch of filler in all of this shit. We've got the same story, like this same story has been spoon-fed to us through like fucking 6 issues. All right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. The same story has been told to us through like six fucking issues, and it's like, you know what? No. And there's some new shit sprinkled in between. You know what? Chillmonger last week, like I'm sitting there like, man, Chillmonger done with this shit. Chillmonger, Chillmonger sounded like one of them dudes you see fucking throwing all the about DC future state. You know what I mean? Chillmonger, like he was almost that level. I'm like, damn, dude, he gonna be spitting venom in a minute. Hashtag not talking about Marvel, or hashtag not a Marvel reference. Yeah, how about hashtag? Yeah, no, but seriously, and then reading this week's books, I'm kind of like, yep. Can we? Right? Yeah. You know what? Read the Ten of Swords. What was that? What was that first one? What was that? You know, the first one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Read that one. And read Stasis? Ah, hell, you probably don't even need to read. Just read the first one. Should just read the first one. Read the first one and then go read House of X and Powers of X. You'll be all right. Because here's the thing. All you really need to know, all you really need to know, all you really need to know about any of this is that it doesn't matter. We already know the mutants are gonna win. We already know the mutants are gonna win. We already know that the two nations aren't gonna become one. Araco and Krakoa, they're not joining together. It's just not happening. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. All right? I'm just telling you. So, I mean, like I said, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter how. It doesn't really matter, like, really, this doesn't really matter. But the fact, like, here's the thing is, we know the mutants win. Araco doesn't become part of Krakoa. They don't join back together. It just doesn't happen. And how do we know that? Because we know everything that's happening. Go read House of X and Powers of X, and it tells you everything going on. It tells you it all. All you need to know. But they're doing things different this time. Yeah, they are. Oh, man. I'm reading a series I picked up when my LCS closed down. It's called Evil Empire. Evil Empire? Man, that's Rage Against the Machine. What you talking about, man? Okay, I've read all the chapters of Ten of Swords so far except for Creation, and anything that came out today. Well, I think Creation was the one that kind of had, like, introduced, like, the whole stakes and everything with Lady Saturnine. So that's why I would say that's really worth it, and everything else is just kind of, you know, they're kind of jerking you off for the next handful of issues about watching the Krakoans go and collect their swords, and then they summarize everything in stasis for the mutants of Araco in one issue. And yeah, X-Men this week tells us same stories that we've got over, like I said, like 6 issues at least throughout this, you know. The Twilight Sword of the enemy tore the world asunder. What was once one became two, and the, you know, like, I can almost quote the shit now. You know what I'm saying? Mother, oh man, father separated from children, husband separated from wife. They stepped through and sealed the chasm. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. We get it, pal. The thing is, the stakes are all set in House of X and Powers of X. They tell you everything's gonna happen in there. They tell you everything's gonna happen in there, and they've known it for a while. That's the thing. They've known it for a while. They've known exactly what's gonna happen since Moira's 6th life. Moira's 6th life was one of the points where they found out as the mutants or as the post-humans were getting ready to reach ascendancy, they were getting ready to ascend, they were getting ready to be assimilated by the phalanx. And that was in Moira's 6th life. And then she lived, like three other lives after that. And they are now in her 10th life. And we already know where the 9th life led. The 9th life led to the exact same place that the 6th life led to. The exact same place. The exact same place. Where the mutants are fighting for survival. Fighting against Nimrod. Fighting against the humans. And in this case, Homo Novissima, the post-humans. And they're trying to ascend. And here's the it all has to do with Anyway, sounds like quite a bargain. Yeah, no, and it's the like here. The thing is like there's some cool things that have happened along the way, cool things. But it's like you know what? Like, can we just get to the damn tournament? Can we just get to the part where they start fighting? You know what I mean? Ooh, and they do something in this week's X-Men that I'm like, oh, you're waiting for it. You're sitting there, like, you see that there's this scene, and you're sitting there like, oh, wait for it. Here it comes. Oh. And it doesn't happen. Ooh, I thought it was going to happen. When you read it, you all know, I mean, maybe you'll know what I'm talking about. I was like, oh, no. I was like, no, they did not. Apocalypse, dude. Great setup there. Great setup. Yeah. It didn't happen, but I was like, or did it? I don't know. Very interesting. It was pretty good though. But yeah. Anyway, I was just talking about because Chillmonger, he was pretty upset last week's issue. Got this one right here. Wolverine, Black, White, and Blood. This book has 3 different stories in it. It's got one written by Jerry Dugan, one written by Matthew Rosenberg, and one written by Declan Shalvey. Declan Shalvey was the writer, artist, and colorist on Cabin Fever. I Shall Be a Wolf was Joshua Cassara on the artist, and Guru EFX the colorist. Now here's the thing: is like you got Frank Martin on the colorist and Adam Kubert on the first story. Anyway, thing here is like there's some pretty. I don't know, there's some pretty decent art in this book. It's not too bad. But these, like here, like, I don't know, but like this one kind of, I don't know. It's pretty badass, but it kind of it's still kind of like, I don't know, there's something about it. But it's got these 3 different stories. This first one here where we see Logan as Weapon X being pitted against Sabretooth for the first time. This next one we see where Logan has basically gotten captured by Hydra, and he's sitting there being questioned, and it's I don't know. It's kind of a bloody mess. Then we've got this last one called Cabin Fever, where Logan gets lured into this trap by these people who this hit squad is going to murder this family, and he kind of gets caught up in the middle of it, stopping this hit squad from murdering this. Well, he tried to stop from murdering this. He didn't stop from murdering the family. He saved this baby, but that was about it. And then the next issue. It says the bloodshed continues next month in issue number 2 with stories by Vita Ayala and Greg Land. on one of the stories. We've got Chris Claremont and Salvador LaRocca on one of the stories. And the next one is Saladin Ahmed and Kev Walker. Now, I was a little bit wary about this book coming out. This little 5-issue miniseries, this little anthology they're doing. And see, last year they did this great series called Fearless, the fiercest women of the Marvel Universe unite. And it was in one of these anthology series that had to do with some of the different women in the Marvel Universe doing stuff. And it got pretty bad. Like, I think in this comic book, like, they actually literally had Danny DeVito Wolverine in it. You know that Danny DeVito Wolverine everyone wants? They had it in there. It was pretty bad. I was weary of this. I read this one, and it's still, it was okay. It was okay. I feel like maybe I just expect more of a Wolverine book or something. But this book for me, like, it was all right. It was okay. Certainly, nothing to write home about. Like, it was like, I don't know if it was better than this or not. Yeah. Got that variant cover on that Black Widow book. Kelly Thompson's Black Widow here, where it's funny. It's funny. I heard Professor Bill yesterday in his video, when they were doing when he did his This Week in Comics, say that this was a 5-issue miniseries. I'm not sure that was ever actually announced, but I did a video a while back predicting that it was, because it was supposed to be. And it was originally billed as an ongoing. And then there was this article that kind of came out, and I was like, And Kelly Thompson actually responded to this article saying, oh, it's we've got the first 5 issues done, we'll see how it goes from there. It's pretty much what it came down to. And I was like, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Guess we'll see how it goes. To me, this is, dare I say, this is hashtag not my Black Widow. Dare I say that? Ooh, guys, I'm telling you, you know what? This series right here, man, great. Cyberpunk 2077 Trauma Team. Go out and buy this book. Go out and buy this book and read it. It's great. You're not getting the video game anytime soon. You might as well go read this comic book that's not delayed. This comic book isn't delayed. And baby, this comic book is money. Colin Bunn just doing such a great job writing this. The art in this book too just gets me. This world being built, this story being told is just great. This is issue number 3 of 4. This is like this was the issue. This is the one. This is the one that you should feel like this about. This book I like this. I like this book. Go out and read Cyberpunk Trauma Team. Cyberpunk 2077 Trauma Team. Go out and read it. If you don't have an LCS or you can't get to one, buy the digital and read it. I like this book. I like this book, man. It's good. It's good. I can't wait for the game. Ooh. Red Atlantis. This one takes what's happening in this story is it's on Aftershock Comics. So what happens is there's like this event that happens on election day. Exactly like 11:03 a.m. in like 4 different places across the United States, all at these voting locations, all at these voting polls. And what it looked like, from what I seen, it looked like all the women attacked men. It looked weird. It looked like all the women went violent, and all the men were like, "Ah!" What's going on? It's what it looked like. But then there was one of the guys there. There was one of the guys there who. There was one guy who was there kind of all of it. Oh, Abu Nas with a $5 super chat. My man, how are you doing? He says, my brothers, Trinity, stay strong. Focus and continue to drop the science on these comics. Rocking the beard like a boss. Thanks, man. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. And check that out. I got the one with the. Yeah. Dude, I was thinking, I was like, oh man, I should have done that. I should have done that for Halloween. There's a comic I read called Reaver. This guy, except for Essen Breaker, he's like he's like one of them big old dudes, man. He probably at least a foot taller than me. He probably at least a foot taller than me, but thank you so much, Abu Nas, for the $5 super chat, man. I hope all is well with you, man. I hope all is going good with you and the family. I seen there wasn't no Dark Council yesterday. Going to be happening next week, so yeah, we'll check that out, man. I'm always lurking in a lot of streams, man. Always listening to a lot. But you know what? YouTube has been very bad about sending out the notifications on some of these streams because some people don't always follow the same schedule, and like I haven't been getting notifications, man. Hopefully, with all of this election stuff getting ready to be behind us, I would hope that might come to an end, but it's probably only going to get worse, honestly. You know, that YouTube suppression. But yeah, Red Atlantis, I don't know, very different book. Lonely Receiver, issue number 3. Man, I like this book. This book is very, very, it's good. It's good. Zach Thompson doing a great job on writing that one. Donny Cates' new book, Crossover. This one was, it's different. It's got me intrigued to read issue number 2 with what's going on here, where we see like the superhero world has actually crossed over with the real world. So yeah, it was very cool. It was very good one. Very good one. It's kind of, I don't know, setting up an interesting story. John Walker, U.S. agent. I don't really know what to think about this one. It was okay. You see, John Walker, it looks like he's pretty much a loser. And that's really about it. He ends up getting pulled into this thing by his sister. Apparently he has a sister. He gets drug into something by her. I won't confess to know about his sister. It looks like the sister that was kind of mentioned maybe that I seen that he had has only been in a couple of comics like a long time ago. So they're probably making some deep cuts to bring in this character, which is funny. Marvel Comics, man, they got this thing they're doing right. They're bringing in everybody's sisters. U.S. Agent has his sister now all of a sudden stepping in, and Shang-Chi has his sister that's now all of a sudden she's like the head of the house of staff or some crap like that, and I don't know. Everybody's got badass sisters now. Origins, new comic on Boom Studios. This one was interesting. I was wondering what was going on with this because I remember reading about it and I thought it was what I thought it was because it's a dystopian type or a post-apocalyptic future in which like the smartest man, like this really smart dude in the world, basically caused the end of the world. This apocalypse, this all this stuff to happen, the fall of humanity, I guess, if you will. And now the nature has a problem with him and is seeking him out. And he's basically it looks like he's being hidden by his sister, and he's got to go back in time. He's gonna I don't know. Pretty crazy stuff. Deceased Dead Planet. Issue number 5. I don't know. I thought this was a pretty good book. There's only 2 issues left in the series, and I can't wait to get to them and read them. And get this thing over with. I know the last one comes out in in January, so it's almost here. I got these ones in from the comic shop as well. They weren't new or anything. They just finally came in. Some of them had come in damaged a couple of times. So yeah, we got these Darkon and Wayward Sons on Absolute Comics Group. But This just came out today as well. We got Undone by Blood or Shadow of a Wanted Man. If you guys haven't read this one, I thought this book was actually pretty decent. Where this girl is going out to get revenge, get vengeance for her on the people who murdered her family in front of her, no less. In front of her, no less. And then one of these other ones, I just picked this up as well. Bam! It's Black Widow official movie special. And yeah, I got the hardcover. There's some interesting things in here I wanna talk about when it comes to this Black Widow book. Some of the things that are said in here. But let's get into the chats and see what everybody is saying here. Star Wars Santa says, nothing on fire here in rural central Ohio. All good here. Nice, Santa. I hope all is going well. You just pronounced the H in... Did you just pronounce the H in... Did you just pronounce the H in chasm? Chasm. What? In chasm? What do you mean? I might have. Take a couple of shots of it and then I'm out ready for let's see. What company is it from? I'll check it out online. What is it? Alois Doddle, thank you so much for being here. Spencer Elbin, how are you doing? I added that Wolverine book to my pull list. Excited to check it out later. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It's not bad. It's just I feel like I don't know. I feel like Wolverine should have a little bit. Like I want to see like the first story was pretty good. I like that. I like that one. But that's how most of them have been as well. Like most of these anthology series that I read like this, where they have like 3 of these stories in one, is like the first one is really good, and then the others are just kind of just like they're not bad. They're just like, okay, you're just like some extra stories in there, getting some different creators to come in and get them, you know, some showcased in a book, which isn't a bad idea. But it's usually like the one story that's like really good. And this first one, they had a few decent writers on these on this book. I think the art is kind of what gets me, you know, like I don't know, that's where it is. Like the first one, the art is pretty dang good, and the second one is kind of like, it's all right, and the third one was kind of like, I don't know. To me, like especially in a book like this, it just I don't know, because sometimes, especially with Marvel, you know, always thinking cash grab. But it wasn't bad. Boom Studios says, so what are we talking about? Oh, okay. Evil Empire was done by Boom Studios? Okay. Yeah. Comes to a hardcover collection. You know what? That Wolverine, it probably just come in a trade. It might not even go hardcover. Pope says that is the highest praise for Marvel books. Yeah, it's all right. Pope, you're terrible, man. You're bad. You're bad, Pope. You're bad, man. Oh, Infamous Iron Man says, you read my first comment? I don't know. Oh, yeah, there he is. Mike Porter, my favorite Porter. Okay, yeah. I didn't see him either. Of course, I'm behind on the chat. No, but what was the first comment? Can we talk comics that need to be adapted as movies or shows, live action or animated? We could probably do that. I'm sure we could talk a little bit about that. Let's see. Pope Service says, Cullen Bunn. People slag him off all the time. He is more Rick Remender than Remender as far as putting out a ton of great books. But that nobody reads. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, yeah, I was gonna say I haven't read a whole lot of Cullen Bunn. But I will tell you, man, I'm telling you that Cyberpunk Trauma Team, Cyberpunk 27 Trauma Team is great. Great. Yeah. Man, what comics would you like to see turned into to an animated thing. I would love to see some of the old school Journey into Mystery or Tales of Suspense shorts, pre-Thor and Marvel Universe stuff. Yeah. That'd be cool. Yeah, like some of the Tales of Suspense and everything. Because like Tales of Suspense, that's where Iron Man first made his debut, right? Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Like see some of like the old Golden Age stuff. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Um, yeah, the suit. Yeah, came in late as it does for Stranger. Yeah, yeah. Doing good. I love you, brother. Be lurking on your thing too. Yeah, right. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, man. Um, Reefer says, talking about the horror stories of the late 50s and 60s before any of the superheroes we know and love were created for Marvel, they would make them automated animated shorts done right. Yeah. Absolutely. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Louis the 13th, thank you so much for being here. The infamous Iron Man says, Journey into Mystery would be cool. I want a Doctor Doom show based on Book of Doom, then goes into Triumph and Torment. I haven't ever read those. But I mean, yeah. And here's the thing, because like, the ultimate thing is like there's so many stories out there that they could easily tell on screen in animated series, all of these different things. The good thing is we have them all on comic book, but if they want to continue on with stuff, like they need to tell different stories. And that's the thing with a lot of these movies, like infamous Iron Man. I know he's pretty big on like rebooting it's time to reboot the MCU and stuff like that. Well, I absolutely agree, because we've got more Captain America stories to be told, we've got more Iron Man stories to be told. And here's the thing is, they don't all have to be epic level events. And that's the good thing about the TV series, where they could just make TV shows based on these characters going into some of their different adventures that they've been through, and they can save the big stuff for the films. And through telling these, you can get different actors to play Iron Man, different people to play Captain America and stuff like that. Now the thing is it's still the MCU, so you still want quality actors in these roles. So that's obviously one important thing, and Kevin Feige's not going to slack on any of that. Yeah. After that, then we get Doomore and Infamous Iron Man for season 3 and 4. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Also we need an Astro City show. Mike Porter says that I'm Dennis Caleb McCoy and mistakes were made. Apologies to be given. I accidentally lasered your election results. Oh man. I know. Is it still going on? Are they not done? Are they did they stop counting? Did they stop counting? I don't know, man. That's funny. So he said, when he said "Let's rock," I thought that was cool. Oh man, you cracking me up, Mike Porter. I hope all is well, man. How's everything going with the yeah? How's your hopefully that's all, you're all healed from that. The fruit punch and all of that. Hopefully that's all taken care of and squared away. And you can continue kicking 2020's ass as much as it came for you. Keely Chow, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, got the president in the building. Yeah. Can I play a tambourine? Oh, tambourine is harder than it looks, but you can read a Black Widow comic. Yeah. Yeah, that's It is harder than it looks. Today's so slow. Yeah, make the Tom Strong universe animated or live action. What's the Tom Strong universe? I'm not sure what that is. Iron Man can stay dead. That is what Doctor Doom, infamous Iron Man, is for, played by Dan Stevens. Oh, okay. All right. I can dance real good. Oh, you can dance? Why don't you dance over there and read a comic? Absolutely. Guys, Black Widow. Fantastic Four versus Power Pack versus Incredibles. Yeah, the Power Pack, they're that's like the kids, right? Aren't they like the kids? I've never really read those. But Black Widow here. I was reading through this book a little bit. See if there's anything that we could learn about the Black Widow. I learned they still don't want to tell us who's playing Taskmaster, but we all know who it is, right? Don't we all know? Don't we all know it's Rick Mason? in the comic books, he was the son of the Tinkerer. But it's right here. Okay, sit down, class. We're gonna read a story. They have this interview with Scarlett Johansson here. They talk a little bit about her. She's coming in and being a producer on the film. They're talking to her about playing this role and doing this movie and taking this long. And you know what, Scarlett Johansson, everybody feels like there should have been a Black Widow movie a long time ago. And honestly, it probably should have been a while ago. But she even says, Scarlett Johansson actually says in here, like, you know what, I kind of feel like it wouldn't have been like years ago, like a lot of the time, like where people were saying like it would have been great was like after Captain America Winter Soldier would have been about a great time. And she says like, I kind of feel like if we would have done it any sooner, it wouldn't have been the right time. And she said it wasn't really until after Civil War, and then especially after Avengers Endgame, when it really kind of felt appropriate, when there was kind of this emotional weight to the character, where there wasn't a lot of that hadn't been quite done yet in the universe. And she honestly said she kind of didn't really feel that she would have been completely ready for that. The Tinkerer, like R. Kelly. Oh man, I gotta work out in a heart rehab. Okay, all right, man. Have a good one. We're gonna be live streaming live on YouTube later. Star Wars Squadrons. Give me a bit. 7 hours of free trial still available. Nice. There you go. Star Wars. Yeah, I haven't played it. I haven't played Squadrons. So they're going through here and they're talking to Scarlett Johansson about some of the stunts, just everything kind of going on here, about her character, about the Taskmaster. Here's the thing here that's interesting. There's something interesting she says in here where they're asking her about the Taskmaster. It says here, it says when she meets Taskmaster, she's off her game. Initially, it seems to her that this is perhaps some part of the Sokovia Accords, or maybe he had been sent to retrieve her by Secretary Ross. So now here's the thing: is we've talked a lot about when this Black Widow movie takes place, and that's the interesting thing here is where does it say that here? She did say that really, ultimately, what a lot of them have said is it starts out after Civil War. Everybody dances around when this movie takes place. The only thing they've said is, and it's funny too, like a lot of the language here, we always look into these things. Everybody seems to say this movie starts out after the events of Captain America Civil War. When she's on the run from General Ross and all of them, for going against the Sokovia Accords, when she allowed Captain America and Bucky to get away. And she talks in here about Budapest as well. That they need to do it. She says we all agreed we had to find out what happened in Budapest. She said that started as this throwaway line which Joss Whedon threw into Marvel's Avengers as a phony moment between Hawkeye and Widow. Them talking about their history. So yeah, they decided to do that, and And she also talks about filming there in Budapest when they went there to film these scenes. Like they pretty much like gave them the keys to the city, like, oh yeah, come in, film, do whatever you want. We want to work with you, and they were more than happy to have them come in and play in this movie. They also talk about, here's the thing, is they're saying that this movie is going to be more like a family film as much as a spy and espionage type thriller. Now, we learn here what happens is I'm guessing this is probably going to be towards the beginning of the story. What we see is that Alexei Shostakov, the Red Guardian, and Milena are actually they are Russian spies. The whole thing, they are all Yelena Belova, Natasha Romanoff, and all four of these characters are actually planted in Ohio. In Ohio, in in the United States as Russian spies. Okay, and then what ends up happening is it seems like Black Widow, or because she's one of the widows. Not Yelena, but Melina is one of the widows. She's one of the generations of the Black Widows that came before Natasha Romanoff even. But they are there, and it seems like they probably get kind of split up, and maybe I'm guessing it. Maybe it seems like she thinks they all died, but the girls also get taken from them all. They all get separated after this mission. It sounds like they arrive. It sounds like they arrive back in Russia after this mission, and it seems like there's only the Red Guardian and the two girls that arrive back from Russia. Is what it seems like. And at that point, that's when General Dreykov takes an interest in Black Widow and wants her in the Black Widow program. And at that point, that is when she is taken. Both of the girls are actually taken into the program and separated from Red Guardian. So that's kind of what it has to, is all dealing with is here as they were split apart. Now the thing we also learn here as well from this interview is that Melina actually really has this attachment to she feels like she's still in that place in Ohio. She still feels like the Red Guardian, like Alexei, is still is her husband who helped her raise these children. She holds these children dear to her heart still. And we see her kind of disillusioned by that, but it also seems like she's disillusioned with being how would you say oh man, being loyal to Russia and the Red Room as much as she is her family. Like, she's conflicted there, and that's where it makes it seem like she's going to be the bad guy here, because we see that she's kind of she's loyal to them, but she still loves her family. But I think that's part of the thing is because some of the stuff that we learn in here from Ray Winstone in here, he's talking in here in this interview, and they're talking to him, and it's funny. So what he says here, what is it he says? Right here. Right here is where Ray Winstone goes in here and says this. He goes in here and he says, it says, they ask him, they says, what do you think audiences will enjoy most about Black Widow? And Ray Winstone, who's playing General Dreykov, says, it plays as a spy thriller, but I think it plays as an emotional piece as well. It is about the control some people have over others and how that needs addressing and how people need to stand up and fight against that. When Natasha is a young girl, that's the first time my character sees her. When she returns from America, where she's been on a mission with Red Guardian and with Yelena. So I see her when she gets off a plane, this young girl who loses the plot. She doesn't want to come to the Red Room. She wants to go back to America. Now, what you read in the script can only be so much. So when it comes on screen, it's massive. Yeah. And so it's interesting that he's saying that here, because that's ultimately what we're kind of talking about is these people having this power over people. It's obviously it's going to be very telling because it's something that we're seeing a lot right now. We're seeing unfold in Hollywood as I speak. We see these things kind of unfolding in the way power structures work, especially when you get into some of this mind control that these Black Widows are under. You consider the things that people hold dear to their hearts and the things that people are loyal to, oftentimes due to the things, the certain circumstances that are set in front of them in their lives, and maybe some of the choices they've made, their allegiances to their country, like we see with Red Guardian, and we also obviously hear about here with Melina as well. So very interesting. Some of the things that were being told here throughout this. We kind of learn a little bit about the Red Guardian too, where he's basic. You know, we see David Harbour here talking about it, and he's really talking about the fact that this movie, like the whole thing here, is like they are a family, like these four of these people. And funny thing is here in this book here, towards I think it was when they were talking to Scarlett Johansson. I should have made bullet points here to talk about this stuff, man, because I'm going crazy here. They were talking to her, and they were talking about Black Widow feeling betrayed by this family, feeling betrayed by the Red Guardian, by Melina, by Yelena, just feeling betrayed by it all, and how that is kind of what leads to her choices in Avengers Endgame. Is some of that emotional weight and everything is where a lot of that comes from. And it's very interesting because she's obviously made amends with them then, depending on when this movie takes place, right? Anyway, the point being is we see that it says that like she feels like she's been deceived by them, and yet we still see that she goes and finds them and gets back with them to kind of rekindle these family ties, and she has to count on them and trust them throughout throughout this mission that she's on. So it's very interesting. So she feels betrayed, and then she wants to go back to them to get some of that closure, to find out, you know, exactly what it is. So the one thing that we know what's gonna happen here is she's gonna be betrayed by somebody else. Oh yes. I think she's going to be betrayed. Obviously, a lot of everybody has been thinking this from some of the things that we've seen in some of the footage in the trailers with Melina. We see in the background, it looks like there's the Iron Maiden mask. So Melina's going to be the one to probably try to cross her, who is probably still actually working for Dreykov, or trying to bring the Red Room back, who is probably somewhat in cahoots with General Ross. Now, there's some things that very interesting stuff that that William Hurt actually talks in here about as well. About being General Ross. One of the other interesting things here they're talking about was the fight between Red Guardian and Taskmaster, and he talks about how they're using incorporating like all of these different things that he's seen, that Taskmaster has seen from these different from these different heroes. They ask him here, says, who is Taskmaster and why does he pose so much of a threat? And he's talking about how Taskmaster is able to ability to mimic other characters. He says this character incorporates through osmosis all these different fighting techniques and pulls out all the stops. There is some Captain America shield stuff, some knives. Who have we really seen that messes with knives that he would be messing with knives? He says, and some swords. The only swords that I remember seeing in the MCU is from Ronin. It's from Ronin. Interesting. And he says there are also some Black Panther claws as well. And here's the thing: is apparently when they get into it, so Alexi's having to fight him and figure out how to beat him, and it basically comes down to he has to overpower him. Is what happens here, and I think he's the one who uses the knives. I think he's the one who uses the knives. Alexi is. Um, and it also says here that Alexei was really dedicated to the Soviets as well, to Russia and all that stuff as well, throughout this as well. So we get some talk here from OT Fabinel, who's playing Mason here. Now the interesting thing is here is in the comic books, this character Rick Mason was actually the son of the Tinkerer. We've already had the Tinkerer in the MCU. He was in Spider-Man Homecoming. So it makes me wonder, like, I'm not sure if this really lines up. Does this really line up? You think he lines up with that? Thinking like you think this is his? You think that's his kid? He's in here talking about how he's basically somebody who Natasha Romanoff contacts, and he seems to be somebody who can get a hold of things. He knows like how, like, communications with people. He knows how to get a hold of people. He's resourceful. And apparently in the comics he was known for finding super powered people and basically helping get that information to people on the black market to help out them or take care of them, if you will. And that's all we really get. And it sounds like he's kind of involved with Natasha in the fact, like, it sounds like they're not romantically involved, but maybe there's some kind of connection, which is really weird because we see throughout a lot of these films where Nat's kind of had a connection to Bruce, right? As well as Hawkeye, as well as Captain America. But a lot of those are, a lot of them are really different compared to Bruce, right? So it's interesting considering that. But obviously, we all think that he's going to be Taskmaster as well. So he's probably going to be one of those. Again, another one of these people who deceives Natasha Romanoff in this movie, right? I honestly think that maybe they all are again. Maybe they're actually all still working against Natasha Romanoff to try to bring her in, and maybe at the last minute, maybe they're all kind of like, oh shit, like what are we doing? Why are we doing this for Russia? Like, man, like we really need to have her back instead. Maybe that's what's gonna happen here. Now getting into William Hurt, he says some things in here that are really interesting. They ask him, how does Ross fit into the Marvel Studios movies? And he said, how do you see the character? He says he's a mortal being. He says all the rest of them are superheroes clobbering everybody. He says, I thought that was the key for... he says, I thought about what the key for Ross was. And the zapper was that Ross's ego is as big as the Hulk's muscles. He says, so I started playing these artificially enhanced... Here's the thing, right here. He says, so I started playing these artificially enhanced muscles inside Ross's warped psyche because he is a military guy. I saw Ross as having the classic battle between his being human and his being a pure soldier. In this new world he was getting into, he was constantly facing these super beings who could squash him in 2 nanoseconds and never have him be thought of again. At the same time, Ross could dare to think that he was their size. It's so preposterous and so absurd and so ironic in a great way, and so funny too. So I thought I'll play it that way. If the director will let me. And he says Ross did that in the first Marvel Studios movie. I appeared in The Incredible Hulk, where I started building him as being this character who feels he can compete with anybody. I love the idea of making that into a great comedy. Now he goes on to say something else here too. They say, what is Ross's mindset at the start of Black Widow, what are his aims? And he says, well, his ego has to match the muscles of Hulk. He's talking an awful lot about Hulk here, okay? He's talking an awful lot about Hulk here. Super Soldier programs, Black Widow. He's talking an awful lot about it. I'm thinking, like, everything he's saying here sounds like Red Hulk could be coming. Well, his ego has to match the muscles of Hulk. I do think about that fatigue setting in after he just made this big move to control the Avengers, and it created a huge problem and a huge rift. I think in Ross's head, he's probably a self-fantasizing person. I think he imagined, back when he was contending with Hulk, that he was conquering the soldier going around the world. That he was the conquering soldier going around the world. But things have gotten more complex and difficult. There's always a sense of dignity to what he's doing, but I think he's the soldier on the last hill at this point. He's surrounded, and he's just trying to protect his way of life. The way he can strike back against the changing world would be by capturing Natasha Romanoff. He's talking an awful lot about this big ego, about having this Hulk-like mentality and being that big as General Ross. What is it? Where was it? I thought there was somewhere else when he said something else as well. I think that was really about it. I think that was really about it as far as what he said. But the thing here is like, one of the big things he's sitting here saying is he's talking about him self-fantasizing him. We know he's been working on super soldier serums. He's been working as a military man to try to and that's the thing. His whole aim is to defeat, to be stronger. The military has to be stronger. The U.S. military has to be stronger and in more control than the Avengers. He's been working on that. Captain America was supposed to be the poster child. He was supposed to be the one that was supposed to be doing what General Ross is bidding. He was the one that was supposed to be doing it. What Bruce Banner was doing, the Hulk, all of that was supposed to be stuff that he was supposed to have in his grasp, his hands. This is what he wanted. This is what he's supposed to be in control of. He thought when the Sokovia Accords came around that it was going to be in his control. That's what he wants, and it wasn't. This is what he wants. In short, we're getting Red Hulk. I think we're getting Red Hulk. Totally. We've already had the rumors of it. There's been all kinds of rumors, speculation, all those kinds of things about it. Never really been officially confirmed. But everything that's going on here. Remember, we see the General Ross. Remember in the commercial, he kind of got the cane and everything. Imagine he gets some super soldier serum. Next thing you know, he's not needing that cane to walk around anymore. He's stronger again. I think Red Hulk's coming. And here's the thing. Where do they get it? We know, 18 months in the Gamma Lab, he figured it out. The Incredible Hulk did, or the Smart Hulk. Here's the thing, is we know She-Hulk is coming, this series, right? We know Falcon and Winter Soldier is coming. We know Black Widow is coming here. Everything in here, he's alluding to that, wanting this power, this control, having this ego, having this ego as big as the Incredible Hulk. He wants that power. He wants that control. He wants all of these things. We know Falcon and Winter Soldier is coming shortly after that. We know that in the Falcon and Winter Soldier series, they are setting up this string of super soldiers and all the experiments that the U.S. has been doing on super soldiers. We see that they have John Walker, their super soldier that they make, that obviously must have some sort of successful transition with a serum of some sort. We've seen they've been experimenting with it for a while. This is something that we know from watching Captain America Civil War. Remember back in 1991 when the Starks were killed? Yeah, they had a working version there in 1991. The Russians were working on this far before that. You know, the great Dr. Arnim Zola, Hail Hydra, was working for the Russians in Siberia. She-Hulk, from what I know, got her powers from, was it from a blood transfusion from her cousin, Bruce Banner? So obviously Bruce has it in his blood. This is something that they've wanted for a while. We've seen that in the Incredible Hulk where some of that came in at. Ross has all of the tools here, guys. Maybe the She-Hulk series. Will the She-Hulk series be the series that finally gives us the Red Hulk? Will the Red Hulk be teased in Black Widow? His control and his getting ready to use these super soldier serums, and will this be, is that what all this is leading into? Will the She-Hulk series be where General Ross finally gets what he needs to become the Red Hulk? I don't know. You got me. Look, also my hair fell out thinking about it. Crazy stuff. But anyway, guys, I gotta go for the day. Thank you all so much for being here. We got my man Mike Porter in the house, been chatting it up. Louis the 13th in here as well. The Tinkler, like Tinkler. Oh no, the Tinker, not the Tinkler. Oh man. I'm back for a second. What's y'all's favorite fictional character as of right now? Can be in comics, TV, movies. It can be now or whenever. Mine is, well, you know, the robot Dennis Caleb McCoy. I think for me, like, mine is, like, I love Black Widow. Black Widow is so great, but I don't know. There's just so many great ones. I can't decide. Who are those incredible comments I'm reading through the lines? Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You can break stuff down very, hey, I'm trying here. It just seems like a lot of these things are alluding to a lot of this stuff. Now you make me want to see Black Widow and Falcon and Winter Soldier real bad. Now you make me really want to see this. Yeah. All right, yeah. All right, man. Yeah, we're gonna take off for the day. Again, I was late on the stream. Streamlabs acted up, but hey, I still hung in there with you guys for an hour, man. We did it. We made it. But thank you all so much for being here today. Guys, I'm telling you, man, I'm hyped for Black Widow. I'm hyped for Falcon and Winter Soldier. I can't wait to see it, especially after reading this book now, man. Oof. The funny thing was, they didn't really talk to the director that much. Maybe they didn't want her to spill the beans. They did talk to another guy, though. Crazy. Maybe we'll talk more about that a little bit later on. But you all have a very good day. Get out to your local comic book shop. Pick up some great comics and let me know what you're reading down in the comments below. And we'll see you in the next video. Later.